What's up everybody, it's Man of Low Moral Fiber here. My name's Luke, and in this video I'm going to be running through the Rustyards at Overpower level 8 using Melee Zer0. And the reason I'm uploading this video today is it's actually a year after my oldest video on YouTube, which was uploaded on April the 18th, 2013. That video was a Melee Zer0 run through of this very same map, the Rustyards, but it was at level 61 because obviously the game didn't have some of the content that it has now, which actually allows me to get up to level 72 and has made some changes to the game, such as installing or implementing overpower levels. And because we get those overpower levels, I now use the Hide of Terramorphous almost exclusively for mobbing, because I find that extra roid damage to be necessary, as opposed to back at level 61 where I used the Love Thumper. That was actually the shield I was using in that video a year ago. Some more differences include the fact that I'm able to get to Boar now, which gives me great utility and power from the Pimpernel, and that's why it's my main secondary non-melee, or I guess it's my main non-melee weapon when I play Melee Zer0 now. Another change is that I use the Grog Nozzle instead of the Ruby, and the Chain Lightning instead of the Stormfront. But as opposed to just talking about changes to the game over the last year, I also wanted to talk about my experiences the first year of YouTubing and, everything, just kind of a year in review as a YouTuber. So I had started recording and uploading Borderlands 2 footage when a friend of mine had upgraded to a better graphics card. He had went from a NVIDIA 460 to an AMD 7950, which is a really nice card still even a year later. And that 460 that he had, upgraded from, he sold to me for very, very cheap, and it was actually able to run and play Borderlands 2 very, very well, or at least compared to what I was used to anyway. And it ran it so well, in fact, that I was actually able to record footage with fraps at still having a playable frame rate, which was pretty impressive because fraps is definitely not a resource friendly or light program. It's pretty hefty and kind of resource demanding, and definitely not the best program to be running on a modest system for recording gaming. It's a very old program and it's pretty outdated. It uses way too much of your system resources compared to some of the better programs that are out now. Obviously, I use Shadowplay for most of my recording now. Anywho, I had started recording these videos, and the reason I was doing Melee Zer0 videos at the time was twofold. One, Melee Zer0 was my favorite character by a wide margin in Borderlands 2, but also because it wasn't very long after the first Ultimate Vault Hunter upgrade pack had come out for Borderlands 2, and that had actually given us access to Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, which was much harder than True Vault Hunter mode because enemies had gained, I think, like 4 times health. It was either 4 or 3 times health. I think it was 4 times health that they previously had, and so that was pretty cool. It definitely made the game a lot more enjoyable for me, but apparently that wasn't the case for some. And some people had made ridiculous allegations that Melee Zer0 was now weak, or Melee was useless at level 61. People were saying all sorts of things were useless at level 61 in Ultimate Vault Hunter mode. And that definitely wasn't the case, especially with Melee Zer0. I actually thought Melee Zer0 was much better at level 61 than he was at level 50, because you then got access to Mini Must Fall and Death Blossom. And that was a pretty big deal, because before that you had to choose between Death Blossom and Mini Must Fall. Mini Must Fall definitely had its uses in mobbing. However, I found Death Blossom to still be superior for mobbing, and it was definitely a lot better for bosses and, more importantly, raid bosses. However, once you got to level 61, you didn't have to make that choice anymore. And so Melee Zer0 actually got a lot better, because you actually got a refreshed Death Blossom every time you got a Mini Must Fall chain, which was excellent, and it made Melee Zer0 very, very powerful. And I didn't really understand why people weren't able to see this, and so that's why I had started making these Borderlands 2 videos in the first place. and they actually were received fairly well for someone who didn't have any subscribers or anything. I had started posting them to the Borderlands 2 forums, and my current username on the Gearbox Borderlands 2 forums was Man of Low Moral Fiber, which is actually an allusion to a game called Monkey Island, which is a very important game in gaming history, and it's one of the first video games I ever played, and definitely one of the first ones that I ever truly loved. And it's a very cool game. It's an old school point and click adventure game. If you guys have never played it, I definitely recommend trying it out. It planted some of the seeds that you can still see today in modern gaming. Definitely a really cool game. Anywho, my name was Man of Low Moral Fiber on those forums, and so that's what I had named my account on YouTube as well. And I liked it. I enjoyed it. You know, it was pretty cool. Those guys in Monkey Island are just some pirates that kind of give you advice and cryptic hints on how to actually get started in that game. And so that's what I had named my account, and it kind of gave it a little bit of a uniqueness. It's a little bit of a name that people kind of think about or sticks with people, I think, a little bit, which is cool, and it worked out well for, you know, getting my foot into the door with this YouTube stuff. I was gaining a few views with the videos I had uploaded. I had uploaded, like I said, this video, a run through Heroes Pass, and I think a Pete and Hyperius kill, and maybe a few other things as well with Melee Zero. And those were actually getting some viewers, and people were actually subscribing to me, which I thought was kind of weird. You know, I thought people would just watch the videos as opposed to subscribe so that they would know when my future content was coming out. And I was posting things that were of pretty high skill level compared to some of the other Borderlands 2 videos that were coming out at the time. I don't mean to sound like arrogant or anything, but some people were posting gameplay that was very popular but wasn't necessarily very skilled. And that's fine. You know, you don't have to be good at a game to upload videos or anything. Don't make it sound like I'm being arrogant or pretentious like that. I just thought that my content would do well because it was a little bit, you know, more skill intensive and demonstrative of higher skilled gameplay than some of the other stuff. Turns out that was true and everything. And some other people who were pretty good at the game had invited me to play with and make some videos with them. And that gave my channel a little bit more exposure as well. And we started making some videos with those guys, and it was going pretty well and stuff. And then there was a whole issue on the Gearbox forums that I was there to witness, where someone had actually accused a very popular YouTube video maker of lying about an infinity farming guide. You guys probably remember the incident and the YouTuber involved. It was Yotslaya, and he had kind of made a video where he showed Doc Mercy dropping the infinity pistol in True Vault Hunter mode. And, you know, for anyone who had played the game and was watching with a critical eye, it was very obvious that the video was faked. And not only was the video faked, Doc Mercy actually didn't drop that gun due to a glitch in his loot pool. So at any mode higher than normal mode, i.e. True Vault Hunter mode or Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, he actually didn't drop that gun. And so this thread had gone on where people would kind of like, yeah, he's definitely lying. And then he made a video where he's like, no, I'm not lying, and all the people who are saying I am are just trying to discredit me, and they're haters, don't listen to them. However, he also went on some other rants in that video as well. And because he was obviously lying, I figured I would make a parody video where it's even more obvious that the whole thing was fake, and everything that I said was even more wrong than what he said. And most of the things he said in most of his videos were wrong, in fact. Anywho, I had made this video, and I had posted it on the Gearbox forums, who he had just kind of accused of being a bunch of shitheads and lying all the time and stuff. And because that video kind of definitely took the side of the forum, it was pretty popular there on the forum. And it actually was my first video to get any real publicity or, real recognition. And that was pretty cool for me, and I gained a lot of subscribers very quickly from that. And that encouraged me to start making, more videos and more frequent videos. And I did, and that was pretty cool. And I eventually had started monetizing my YouTube account so that I would start pulling in a little bit of money for the ad views that were on my channel. However, I never really intended for YouTube to be a job or a primary breadwinning activity for me. Obviously, I have a real job and some other avenues where I make money as well, through like commission web design and stuff like that. Anywho, I had wanted to monetize my account though, just to get the, extra money that I guess I was quote unquote earning from this. However, the people that I had started making videos with wanted to not only monetize their accounts, but make it their primary, money-making activity and stuff. And because of that, we had some creative differences and stuff. They wanted to start making videos with some people that I didn't really like and stuff, and there were some other things said and done and everything that just weren't quite proper or didn't turn out well. And so collectively we had all decided that we were going to stop making videos with each other. And that's alright and everything. Those things happen, especially when you take something from something you do for fun to an actual job. Obviously, almost everyone hates their job. Not almost everyone, but, such is the cliche. No one really likes to be at work or whatever. Oh my gosh, did you guys see that? It took me 4 chain lightnings to strip my shield there. That's absolutely infuriating. Anywho, those people had decided they wanted to take YouTube more seriously, and so I had stopped making videos with them. And that's fine. That happens and everything. And I started to enjoy YouTube videos a lot more, or making YouTube videos a lot more, when I had stopped collaborating with them. And which was, good and everything, because they had helped me get my start, and I actually had enough subscribers that I was able to continue and keep doing my YouTube channel, and it actually has grown, even after, I stopped making videos with them and everything. I think I'm up to like 6,700 subscribers, somewhere around there at the time of making this video, and that's pretty cool, and I really appreciate all the support you guys have given me through this first year. YouTube is now something that I want to keep doing, not just for Borderlands 2, but for Borderlands the pre-sequel and many other games in the future. Obviously, if you guys have subscribed to me and enjoyed liking my videos, you guys have, helped me go ahead and keep doing this and everything. The money I get from YouTube, I just put right back in my computer ordinarily, so that my videos will be of higher quality and stuff. And I definitely have videos that have higher production value than my old videos. That's for certain. I now render my videos at 1080p, and they have higher quality commentary and stuff because I bought a better mic and stuff like that. And so I definitely appreciate you guys sticking with me. I am going to do YouTube, for the foreseeable future. I don't really have an end date in mind. It's something I very much enjoy, even though I do it pretty much as a solo project right now. Maybe one day I'll have more collaborative work. But, the first kind of feelings I have about collaborations on YouTube is that they don't always turn out for the best. And you definitely need to know who you're working with before you actually start working with people, I guess. That'd be the one piece of advice that I'd give people that I've learned from my first year of YouTubing. If you guys are looking to get into YouTubing, good luck and everything. You do kind of need a push or catalyst to get the ball rolling, though. Once you've got that, it's just, hard work, basically. Make a video as often, or at least once a day if you can, and your channel will eventually grow. And it's pretty cool. So I do thank you guys very much for watching. I very much appreciate it. Obviously, this is supposed to be the celebration of a year in review, and I hope I was able to give you guys some insight as to what it's like in your first year of YouTubing. I do appreciate you guys watching very much, even, just this video, but all videos in particular. And I hope to catch you next time with some more traditional content. Bye, guys.